So yeah, we're at the SRC Summit, April Hall's event.
Yeah.
Got the Roofing Olympics starting up in just a few minutes. Should be an awesome event.
Figure we'd dash outside and get a little something in. I know we keep missing each other. We're literally connected almost everything that we go to, but it seems like we just happen to miss each other all the time.
Yeah.
I had an opportunity to sit in your breakout session there, and that had some real quality nuggets that you were spitting out to those roofing contractors. So, you know, my hopes as always is they're gonna grab it, are they gonna retain it and use it? Because that's what I feel like when it comes to marketing. It's like you're gonna hear all these things that you need to do, but are you actually gonna implement them and consistently implement them throughout your business? Which you get to see more of that than anybody, I'm assuming, with what you do.
Yeah, you know, there's no secrets, right? It's just about, and especially at a conference, like you're intaking all this info, you're like, all right, I gotta go home and like implement some things, right? But it's about consistency. And I was thinking about that before we hit record. Like, you're someone who's out there all over the place. What's your secret?
Well, you hit the nail on the head a few moments ago, and it's absolutely consistency. Because at one point I thought it was like, okay, I'm gonna make this video and I think it's quality and everybody's gonna see it and I'm gonna get the audience captured and I'm gonna hear back from everybody and it's gonna be great, but it really doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
What I've learned is, on top of the consistency, you have to make stuff that your audience wants to see, not what you think your audience wants to see. And the only way to figure that out is to consistently push out content all the time, and strategically place that content out, and then see what the audience dictates that you need to be putting together. Because, you know, if you watch any of my stuff, you always see this, we talked about a few minutes ago, what's wrong with this picture? Ishmael, my videographer, came up with, and people love it. They love to make jokes, they love to see it, and you'll get more comments than anything else. I can stand in front of a room and talk about single ply and SPF, and 3 or 4 people, you know, are gonna actually comment on it. We can do what's wrong with this and have 50 comments in a day.
Yeah.
So that's what I've seen that's worked myself.
I think it's a good mix, like education, that stuff you do is like entertainment. So it's about like getting people's attention, adding value. That's what it's all about, and being consistent with it. There's a stat that I read recently that 50% of content on Facebook gets 0 engagement. That means no likes, no comments, no shares. And that's not because people hate your content or my content, it's because there's so much content out there. Facebook is full and they're just trying to serve like what they think people are gonna care about. But most of it gets 0 likes. So like there's a lot of roofing companies that'll like hire a local video company, come out, do a nice production of this job they have going on and blast it out. And they might hear crickets, like, right? They have this nice video they just paid a couple grand for, they put it out there and no one likes it. Well, that's cool to have a video like that, but it's about the daily interaction, about documenting your jobs, what you're doing. Like, you're great at that. You're on a roof, you're explaining to people what's going on, how you might not be able to, you might not need to like replace the whole roof. Maybe you can restore a part of it, right? And then you might replace it down the road. So I think that's awesome what you do.
Yeah, one of the things that I actually took from your workshop, and it was about a year ago that you did in North Dallas, is what you just said. It was showing what you're doing.
Right.
So that's one thing that I actually grasped and learned from you that I implemented in my marketing very strategically, and it's been great for me. I've been very fortunate with it. So I know being at that workshop, hearing Gary Vee at When the Storm a couple years ago and everything really kind of got me on the roll to get things moving. But you're right, you know, there's so much stuff going out there that it's almost intimidating. You're like, okay, how am I gonna get in there and how am I gonna capture the audience and how am I gonna stop them from scrolling? So that's why I like when I check out your workshops that you're literally giving everybody the answers. It's just whether or not they're gonna applicate it to what they're doing.
And like these days, like there's a lot of skepticism out there.
Oh yeah.
Whether people are skeptical about roofers or about marketing guys like me, like you have to cut through the noise. So like making those claims that you're the best roofer or you're the best marketer, they're gonna fall on deaf ears. Like people are just gonna dismiss. Actually, they're gonna do negative because people are gonna distance themselves from you. So it's about showing what you do. And like if you're on a job or you're at a conference like this, like get some video like we're doing now to show what you're doing and like add some value, like document what you're doing. You've got to be showing people because the skepticism level is at an all-time high. And we've got to come up with like new and innovative ways to get our message out there and bring value to our markets.
No, I completely agree with you. One of the things that I get that's always been very encouraging feedback for me is when people see me, they'll talk about my presence online, but one of the things that they say, and it really has nothing to do with me, it's just the fact that we're capturing my day-to-day career, is I know you're really doing it because I see you on so many different roofs.
Yeah.
So that's really what
Right.
they say to me. It's like, and it shows me, it's like, okay, they're not necessarily just dialing into Jonathan B. Shuri. What they're seeing is, hey, this guy's on a bunch of different systems. It's not the same scenario running a different video. It's literally a different property, a different system. How is he actually getting on them? Let's stop and dial in to see what he's doing.
Right.
So you're right when you say that.
Because most roofers, especially if they're doing residential, they want to get into commercial, and they want to get on those roofs. So
Yeah.
I'm sure they're calling you up, being like, "Man, how do I get on a roof like that?"
Yeah.
So you started this like a year, 15 months ago ish. Has it like? Are you getting calls like all over the country now, or like?
Yeah, I've been traveling quite a bit. Now that you mention that, I mean, just the last 48 hours, I've been on 6 different flights. So
Wow.
I've been kind of all over the place, and we're at the point where we're scaling right now nationally, and it took a while though. I mean, I really had to put my head down, not think about it, and just keep on grinding out and be willing to exhaust those marketing dollars while I was staying consistent to really see it begin to come back. And it was about 6 to 8 months before we started having some leads and some stuff kind of trickle in. And now we're at the point now where we have to pick and choose who we're actually working with.
Pick and choose.
Yeah.
That's the best phrase.
Yeah.
Whether like for me, marketing company, I want to pick and choose our clients. You
Yeah.
want to pick and choose yours. Any roofing company, like if you're not doing marketing, then you're kind of at the mercy of just taking what you can get, right?
Yeah.
That job across town that's only going to give me 10% profit. All right, I'll take it because I got to pay the bills.
Yeah.
But if you're doing marketing, you can be proactive and you can have the luxury of saying no. Be like, no, it's not a good fit. I'd rather take this one because it's going to build my business. It's going to add more value. I'm going to make more money. Like, who doesn't like that? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But you said that it took 6 to 8 months for that to materialize. That's the key. Not that everyone wants to hear that it's going to take 6 to 8 months, but you got to be consistent with this stuff. Like a few years ago, you could have overnight success with marketing, even in DFW where we are now. Now, like you just can't do that. It takes time. You've got to build your brand and get people to trust you and know, like, and trust you.
Yeah, you got to go all in. If you're going to do marketing, you're going to do online marketing, social media marketing, you got to go all in, and you got to know that you're going to go through that time where you're not going to see the results yet. But like you always hear me say, hurry up and wait. You know? That's whether you're selling a roof, whether you're doing digital marketing, anything that you're really going to get large margins and profitability from and success. It's not going to be an overnight thing unless you're winning the lottery, in my opinion. So it's really it's really a hurry up and wait. And like you said, we all have that goal, picking and choosing who we're going to do business with, and I'm getting to experience what I call wiping egg off my face with a golden spatula. It's like okay. I'm a little overwhelmed. It's coming in so much, but who am I going to be able to make the relationships with? And it's not necessarily the size of the margin for me, but I'm really a firm believer of establishing partnerships or relationships and affiliations that brings value through both parties that are involved. So even though I have people coming to me that are needing me, I want to make sure that I'm returning value to them, whether it's consulting, whether it's helping them grow their business, whether it's just knowledge and allowing them to steal shamelessly. I mean, this is business, and duplicate themselves in me. So I just want to make sure that I have those relationships, which I see you do a lot of too, that bring in values to both parties that are involved.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, let's bring it down to a tactical level. People are like, all right, I get it. I want to be like John. Look at this guy. I want to be like John, be on all the socials everywhere. Like, how do I do that? Like, my thing is always, start with the end in mind. Like, figure out what you want. Like, who is your ideal client? Who's your ideal project? And then you have to build your strategy to get in front of more of those people and be doing video content consistently. With video, you're gonna get up to 8 times more engagement than you will with like a picture.
Yeah.
So you got to be trying different things. You don't know what's gonna work. Be consistent with video. Figure out who your ideal client is. Put that value in front of them. Help them improve their building, improve their property, improve their roof, improve their lives. Put value and knowledge in front of them that's going to help them, and that'll come back to you.
Yeah.
And that's how it works. It's not all about like, hey, we're the greatest roofer in Texas. Like, give us a call. Like, that stuff doesn't work anymore.
No, I agree with you a lot. And you're right. What you're going to get from a picture or a graphic in comparison, what you're going to get in a video that's actually dropping a nugget or dropping some knowledge is completely different. The response you're going to get in a graphic sometimes may just be, a one-liner. But sometimes when you get a response, you'll get less responses, it seems, in video. But you're going to be really dialed into what the person is thinking, because it's not just a comment, it's literally a paragraph or so, and they're saying, oh wow, well thank you very much, or how do I connect like that, or man, you really showed me something this time. So I definitely feel a mixture of both. My videographers really helped me understand this, because I didn't know what I was doing, and if it wasn't for him, you know, I probably still wouldn't know what I was doing. But he's
Yeah.
always like, let's do a graphic and a video a day.
Yeah.
He's like, you know, let's just not steer towards one or the other, but let's just do a mixture of
Totally.
both. So I agree with you in that.
And one of the things I always say is don't forget about the silent majority. So there's a lot of people out there that are not going to like your stuff, comment, share, but they're watching, they're lurking
Yeah.
in there.
Oh, yeah.
It happens I'm sure it happens with you. It happens all the time.
Oh, yeah.
People will call, they'll send me a Facebook message like, hey, love your content, would love to have you come speak at our event, or would love to figure out how we can work together. You seem real, you seem like genuine, like I want to talk. And I'm like, oh, I never, like, not that I'm a big shot, but I haven't seen this person before,
Yeah.
because they're just not commenting. So if you're putting out content, don't get discouraged if like
Yeah.
people, if no one besides your mom is liking it,
Yeah.
because there's people out there that are watching that are just not engaging.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So just trust the process and have a like understand how this stuff works, trust the process, commit to it, the fundamentals over and over, and that's like, that's the secret, right?
Yeah. I agree with you. You know, we're getting ready to kick off these Olympics here inside the SRC. I'm really excited that you were able to carve out some time and kind of chit chat with me.
It's
and
an
I want to
honor.
make sure that we put some more stuff together. But Joseph Hughes, Contractor Dynamics, Jonathan B. Sherwood, roofing specialist here. We're going to head inside. We're going to do some networking, make some connections, and we'll see y'all later.
Peace.